The piecemeal approach does not work. Now, I differ from some experts who talk about and write about goals and goal setting. I think that you need to really give thought to all of your big goals in life and not just have a siloed approach of working on one goal. Because the idea of saying, I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 25, and you completely neglect your health, your relationships, well, you may end up in a hospital and be poorer than ever. So it doesn't work to fixate on just one goal. You may spend more time during the day going after one specific goal, but you need to have clear-cut goals set for every sphere of life because they complement each other. They go together. So in this course, I'm going to ask you to really give tremendous thought and reflection and to write down your goals in the 7 major spheres of life as I see it when it comes to goal setting. The first one is your own self-control, self-agency, how you actually control your body thoughts during the day. The second big sphere for you to set specific goals, your health. Do you want to be healthy? Do you want to have energy? Do you want to have a good night's sleep? Do you want to be your proper weight? These are specific goals you need to have in mind because it affects every other part of your life. The next big sphere, relationships, friendships, and love. Human beings cannot just work in a silo. You have to be connected. Now, you don't have to be married, you don't have to have children. There's a lot of different ways of relating to human beings, but you have to have very specific goals as to what sort of relationships you want to have in life if you're going to be happy and fulfilled. The next big area in life where you need to have specific goals, learning, lifelong learning. You've got to decide if you're going to be a lifelong learner. Now, you're in this course, which is a good sign. That tells me you are serious about learning, but you've got to have very specific goals for yourself when it comes to your whole attitude about yourself being a lifelong learner. That leads to the next huge sphere of life where you need to have specific goals, being a creator. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be Picasso and make artwork all day long. There's so many different ways of creating. You can create online courses, books, novels, how-to. You can create apps. You can create software. You could create a work environment in your hospital that results in the happiest workforce ever. There's many, many ways of being creative. But someone who truly wants to live life to ultimate fulfillment, I believe, has to create. And you have to demonstrate your creation. That's your way of really sharing to the world. That's a way of having purpose for the world that's meaningful. The next big sphere where often it gets short shrift, especially by people who consider themselves ambitious, and that is having goals for yourself when it comes to leisure, hobbies. That's right. The most successful Nobel laureates are also the ones most likely to have 2 or more really active hobbies. You look at some of the most successful leaders in the history of the world, whether it's in government, whether it's politics, private sector, they had hobbies like painting, building brick walls, crossword puzzles. You need to have specific goals for yourself and not just say, well, I'll worry about that when I'm retired. That's not a balanced, healthy life. Doesn't mean you have to play golf 4 hours a day, but you do need to have specific goals for yourself. Because if you feel too deprived, if you feel like your life is just a miserable slog, even if you're advancing in other goals, it's going to hurt you in the long run. Now, the final sphere, and for many people, this is what they think of as the first sphere, wealth. What are your goals for yourself for wealth? If you think of wealth as rich people are bad or evil, and some of them are, but if you think of it as inherently bad, you're going to have one set of goals. If you think of wealth as something that you want, deserve, need, you're willing to work towards, then you need to have specific goals. This is what I see as the 7 major spheres of life where you have goals. So I'll be talking throughout this course on how you can set big goals in these 7 spheres, but also little goals and micro goals to all fit together to bring you the life of fulfillment, joy, and contentment you desire. So keep that in mind. It can't just be about, I got to make $1 million this year. Everything else must be in sync. You need goals for every part of your life, because if you don't set them, someone else will.